Hey everybody, Logan here. So if you guys had tuned in to Ready to Start podcast last night, you know that, well, this video was coming today. I will say, it's expected. Yeah, it was expected. I have my feelings, and I expressed some of them during the podcast last night about why this is happening and what Microsoft should do. But after the podcast and early this morning, my Xbox/Microsoft insider texted me and said, don't record it. Wait, I've got some stuff for you. So after a few meetings, he says, all right, this is stuff I can present to you. So he gave me a couple of images with some information that they were shown in their meeting, at least what was able to be released. And he said, talk about this. So I'm not going to reference any articles from Pure Xbox or something like that. There is one image that he sent me, which is some text I'll show you in just a moment, that does reference Windows Central. And that's just to put things into context. But we're not going to look at the sites. I'm going to show you exactly what was sent to me. So, well, let's talk about it. Oof. First, I want to give you this information, and then after that, I'm going to tell you what I think they should do, just to set the bar. All right, I'm going to read this here. It says, sad but true. It's a Metallica song, but okay. Microsoft puts its Xbox handheld console on hold. According to Windows Central, Microsoft has halted development of its own handheld console to focus on improving Windows 11 for portable devices. While they're calling it a pause, history tells us a different story. Microsoft has previously used that term for products that never actually returned. Some examples: Windows Phone, paused, then closed. I had Windows phones completely. Loved them. And then I switched to an iPhone for one gen. I think it was what was it? iPhone 7 Plus, something like that. And then just went to Android and said, yeah, okay. So I feel that one. Surface Duo. Duo 3, it never arrived because its development was paused. Today it seems that they will cede the portable spotlight to allies like ASUS, but if the market responds, the possibility of a portable Xbox could resurface, as has already happened with other ideas that were revived when the time was right. So I'm not sure exactly who or how they sent this. This is the one you saw was just the one he sent to me. So they tend to do this. They tend to pick stuff that's being reported and then say, yeah, well, okay, this came out. Well, this is true. This is not. This happened. This did not. And this is just something they were discussing, and he felt interested enough to show me this. And some of the things he said after it was like, yeah. So he told me this is being leaked before the meeting started. So that's why they were given this. The information came out, and he's like, yeah. So this was also the thing he sends me, and he usually sends it in this format. I'm not sure where he gets this, but it kind of covers his butt the way it's presented, just in case things aren't true or whatnot, and so on and so forth. So this is what they presented to him. It says, rumor, Xbox handheld Pembroke delayed. Microsoft shifts focus to Windows 11 optimization. Xbox's handheld paused. Microsoft prioritizing Windows 11 optimization for third-party devices like Asus's Keenan. No cancellations. Internal Xbox handheld R&D continues, but resources shifted to improving Windows gaming performance for OEMs. Microsoft racing to match battery life and performance as SteamOS gains traction on Windows handhelds. Xbox Series X successor still full speed ahead for 2027. Asus Xbox handheld still coming this year. So I'm not sure why when I get these, they're presented with rumor and stuff like that. I don't know why they're presented this way. Like I said, maybe it's to protect something. Maybe it's I don't know. And he doesn't give me any specs, so I just say okay. But I'm not sure why when it's the truth, and everybody seems to be reporting on it that way. But like I said, at least I can say this came straight from a meeting and stuff that was actually given to them during a meeting with their representatives and stuff like that when it comes to marketing and all kinds of other stuff. So at least I can say, hey, this came straight from them. Now, I've got some stuff on Copilot. There's going to be a Xbox Copilot app for your phone. There's some roadmap for games and stuff, but that's for a later discussion. Right now, what I wanted to say is I'm not surprised. Microsoft does this all the time. They consistently announce things and then cancel them. Yeah, pause, whatever. I've heard that just like the information said. I've heard that before as someone who worked for Microsoft, as before that who supported Microsoft products quite a bit. I'm not surprised. This is just something they do. And you know what? I don't think we're ever going to see one at this point because it's much cheaper for them to say, hey, ASUS, make our official one. Now, if you guys had watched the video that I did about the next Xbox being a PC, I also believe, I don't have any confirmation, and my insider, he was like, yeah, I can't say anything on that, that the next Xbox being a PC, being modular, being, upgradable, will not be made by Xbox or Microsoft per se. It will actually be like the Asus. It's going to be made by third parties. You're going to have different variations. That's what I think you're going to see. Even if it says it comes straight from Microsoft itself, I really don't think any of this stuff is going to be actually made by them. Now, my personal opinion, I think they should stop. The Xbox Series XS is in an awful, awful state. Sales are, I think the PlayStation 5 is outselling the Series XS. What is it, 5-6 to 1? It's ridiculous. And now with the Switch 2 coming out, I really think the Switch 2 is what made them go, all right, this is poised. It was even reported by Forbes to be the biggest game console launch of all time. It scares them. It scares them. So I think they're allowing ASUS to test the waters to see how the demand is for their handheld, to see if they're even going to bother. But this is everything we're going to be seeing is PR speak. So whatever we see on June 8th will be completely PR speak to just assure investors that all these announcements weren't for nothing, if you catch my drift. But I think the Xbox console brand should be done. I think the Series XS should be it. I think Microsoft should go, all right, we've tried. We've had 4 generations. We really only had one success. It's time to call it quits and focus on Xbox as a service with Game Pass and putting Game Pass on Switch 2 and, in the future, PlayStation 6, and focus a lot on PC with the console market running parallel. So that's what I think they should do. And this is coming again from somebody who was a massive Xbox fan all the way until just recently, when I've seen them making a lot of boneheaded decisions, as well as playing to a crowd that does not actually like video games or does not like gamers, or gets to a point where they're extremely political in ways that most people don't like, that especially the majority of America does not agree with. So yeah, once they started doing those things, they really rubbed me the wrong way. And now that they've upped their prices on the hardware, they just wanted to make sure no one buys their stuff. And I think that's a lot of bad moves that have really soured the gaming community, Americans in general, on the Xbox brand. But I think Game Pass is definitely their bread and butter. I think that's the route forward for Xbox, and I think we should see that and more individual games on the Switch 2, PlayStation 5, and then in the future the PlayStation 6, as well as PC and those PC handhelds. And hey, if they want to stay in hardware, focus on handhelds and go that way, but do it differently so people don't go, why should I buy this when I can just get the Switch 2 or the ASUS ROG or the Steam Deck or something like that. So set yourself apart, Microsoft. You've tried to do it before, but hey. All right, I've talked long enough in this one. This is what I think. I decided to tone down the rant part and just focus more on common sense, because once I start ranting, it's fun, but it can anger me, and I'm too old. My blood pressure does not need to go up that high. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. God bless each and every one of you. Tell me what you think about this whole Xbox canceling their handheld for ASUS, and what you think in the future of Xbox should be. Let me know. Drop it in the comment section below. Again, God bless you all. Like what I always say, be legendary. Thanks again.